Hi, and I'm Murray from Sydney Scooter Central. Today we're going to have a look at two very different machines, commuter bikes and commuter scoots, and the features and benefits of both machines. We'll often see them riding in the bus lanes on the way to work, so let's have a close look and see what you get for your money. The first big difference, of course, at the front of the bike is big wheels and smaller wheels. There's definitely an advantage to big wheels when you're going in and out of a pothole. It tends to handle the bumps a little bit better. However, and this is the big however, smaller wheels tend to be a little bit more agile, a bit nippier, and a little bit more comfortable to ride at low speeds, which is what a lot of us are doing on the way to work anyway. The other big difference between bikes and scoots is exposed engine at the front of the bike and an enclosed engine at the back of a scooter. And that's quite a big difference, because we're going to look further on and have a look at the floor and the space, and that a lot of the engine stuff is related to that. Okay, so the engines make quite a big difference between these two machines. With the motor being forward of your feet, it forces your legs to the outside of the machine, so your legs are on the perimeter of the bike. However, when we look at our scoot over here, we'll notice we've got flat floor on this particular machine. Your legs are inside the perimeter of the machine, which increases safety, there's no doubt about it, and also gives you much greater weather protection from the fairing at the front of the bike. Okay, so we're on our way to work on our commuter bike and our commuter scoot. Very, very different controls, however. The main thing to remember with commuter bikes is you've got your throttle in your right hand and your front brake are your right fingers. You've got your clutch on your left hand. You've got your gear shift on your left foot, and you've got your rear brake on your right foot. Sounds like a mouthful, doesn't it? And it probably is, because when we move over to our scooter over here, we've got throttle on the right hand, same as the commuter bike. Front brake on the right hand, same as a commuter bike, and rear brake on your left hand. And that's about it. Looking at transmissions now, very, very different machines. Commuter bike is a 5-speed manual machine, or this particular one is. Some even come as 6-speed. Now obviously you're going to have to change gears constantly on the way to work. You'll be using your left toe to do this, and in reality you won't be wearing your work shoes to work, because the top of your toe is definitely going to get grubby every time you change gears. The other thing to consider too, if it's inclement weather, you're probably going to get dirty legs, because your legs are exposed on the outside of the machine on both sides, and road grime and dirt and all sorts of things that comes off the front wheel can actually end up on your pants as well. The other thing to consider as well, a rear chain drive on this particular bike. Now the chains have to be lubed, they put chain lube on them, and that can tend to flick around a little bit, and that can get on your pants as well. Moving on to the scoot, completely different kettle of fish. This machine uses an automatic CVT transmission. It's all encased inside a transmission cover, so there's nothing exposed as such. Your legs will be inside the perimeter of the machine, and your feet won't be changing gears or anything similar to that. You'll be nicely tucked away behind the fairing. Now this all brings us to storage. Commuter bike, well look, unfortunately there's no real room under the seat of a commuter bike. However, you can definitely add a top box to most models. Now when we move over to our scooter though, very, very different story again. Scoots, this one in particular, this is a little Like 125 that comes from Kimco here in Australia. You've got a glove box, and here's one of the huge advantages of having a flat floor. Just about every scoot on earth has got a shopping bag hook, and because you do have a flat floor and your legs can fit outside your shopping, you can quite comfortably get a bag of shopping between your feet. As we move back, we open the seat, and once again, typical feature for a scoot, plenty of storage under the seat as well for your odds and ends. You'll also notice that the vast majority of scooters have helmet hooks as well, and these two hooks means that you can actually hang your helmet outside the scooter. Obviously when you close the seat, it's going to lock the helmet away for you as well, so even more storage. And as we move our way back, this particular one comes with a top box as well, which is going to give you ample storage for that light shopping on, when you're coming home during the week. Now performance of these two machines is very, very similar. If we were to take the 125cc category for example, pick up off the lights is similar. The bike might be a tiny bit faster because you can rev it and drop the clutch. The scooter's automatic though, so it's basically twist to go, squeeze to stop, and that's basically all you really need to do as far as controls go. There's a lot less to do on a scooter than there is on a motorcycle. If you get a lot of pleasure out of the gear shifting exercise in traffic, that's great. You're probably going to buy a bike, but like most cars today, they tend to be automatic for travelling on the way to work. Much, much easier, much, much more relaxed, and a lot less to think about when you're actually operating the machine. Okay, so you probably think you're talking to an absolute scooter nut, and it's completely true. I love my scooters, but I also have motorcycles as well. Now, my motorcycle sits in the garage basically 6 days a week, comes out on a Sunday, and I thoroughly enjoy it. However, for the practicality of riding to work each week, I do find my scooter much, much more convenient. I've got my legs inside the perimeter. I'm much less weathered because of the experience. I've got a shopping bag hook, under seat storage, and a top box for all my storage solutions. It's automatic, easy to ride. If you want my opinion, it's a no-brainer. I'd be getting a scoot.